2031. This video I made to fulfill my midterm test in reading subject. About the comprehension of an article. Let me start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The title of this article is Reading for Academic Purposes, Problem Faced by Undergraduate Students of Visual Communication Design in University of Indraprasta, pgri. As usual, I will comprehend each of element of this article. As we know that the article consists of an abstract, keyword, introduction, methodology, discuss and result, and conclusion. Let me comprehend each of them. The first is about abstract. In the abstract, there is the purpose of this article, of this research, this study. The purpose is the study aimed at investigating reading for academic purposes problem of undergraduate students of visual communication design in the University of Indraprasta, pgri. And the method they use of collecting data in this research is by sharing questionnaire and reading tests. And the finding of this result is the problem faced by students in its university is the students were taking brief and relevant notes, understanding organization of text, paraphrasing by using on words, and understanding register word. Let's talk about introduction. As the research states that English is the English is the language of globalization and international communication, commerce and trade, media and pop culture, different motivation for learning. As a student, the student usually discuss in their classroom, so they need to read to get information, to get knowledge from the reading. When we are talking about the reading, there are two skills to comprehend a text or reading text. The first is passive skill, the second is active skill. Passive skill, we can call it as the unskilled reader. The active skill is if the students have an ability to interact with the text, identify the main idea of the text, and then monitor understanding of the sequence, context, or characteristic of the text. The students in the University of Indraprasta, pgri, in the major visual communication design have many problems that occur on them, like not knowing how to organize idea. Let's talk about the purpose of English learning. The purpose of English learning derive to two types. The first is ESP, or English learning for specific purposes, and then reading for academic purposes. For the specific purposes, it is usually the students have goals that have to achieve, and these specific purposes also consist of two kinds. The first is EAP, or English for academic purposes, and then EOP, or English for occupational purposes. For English academic purposes is usually for students. The teaching material or teaching content is matched with the requirement of the learning. But in the occupational purposes, that is usually for an adult, and then the purpose of their learning is usually for improving a job. So let's continue to the reading for academic purpose in detail. In reading for academic purposes, Usually students have to have this ability to search information, to general comprehension, to learn how to comprehension and to synthesize the a text. Let's talk about the methodology of this article. The methodology of this article is integrated the qualitative and the quantitative method. And the target of this research is for all of students, especially for the students in the indraprasta pgri, and then but the sample is come from 2 class. So let's continue to the result and discussion. As we know that the method that the author use is integrated. The two method is qualitative data and quantitative data. So by so they collect data by sharing questionnaire and reading tests. In the questionnaire that the author shares, they found problems about the students that the students have. The first is we're taking brief and relevant notes, understanding of the text, paraphrasing by using on word, and understanding register word. And in reading test, as the research, uh, the problem is the same for commonly, but there are also they can they have problem in managing their time to completion the reading materials. So let's talk about the conclusion. In the conclusion, is reading for academic purposes is difficult because especially for the students in non-English department. So as the students in the university, they need to they require to research, analyze, synthesize, and others. So they need to learn English. Learn English to get knowledge and information from the to complete the research. So to solve the problem, to solve the problem, um, to solve the problem. So to solve the problem in this research is the problems that found on this research is the author also tells the strategies to solve the problems. The first is participating in workshop conducted by the university, enrolling in some intensive English language course, and then taking active participation in college organized by the respective schools, and reading book about how to improve reading, and then seeking help from peers. So reading for academic purposes is difficult. So it's not only for the students in uh, the students in the the students in the communication design visual, but also in the another major. So that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.